The world's famous Harlem Globetrotters are back on the court and showing off their jaw-dropping swag in their newly reimagined tour. For almost 100 years, they have entertained families with their artful athleticism and unparalleled basketball skills. Here to tell us how they're spreading game is Harlem Globetrotter Hops Pierce. Hey, Hops, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on. And Hops, what can fans expect to see that is different than in years past when the Harlem Globetrotters go on tour?
So I think the most interesting part is kind of what you just said about the Globetrotters. If you've seen us in the past, whether it's last season or 20 years ago, this year's tour is called the Spread Game Tour, and we're doing a lot of focusing on the essence of what spreading game means. So that's sharing knowledge on the court as well as off the court.
Oh, awesome.
I think in our
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. Yeah, in our game, we're adding a new dunk contest element. So it'll be something fresh and new, as well as introducing some new faces to increase fan engagement. And then we're also focusing a lot on like educational partnerships and social justice issues as a way to bring the essence of spread game in full circle.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you mentioned a dunk contest, and I know that kind of played a part in how you kind of became a Harlem Globetrotter. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so in 2018, I was at Purchase College, and I was fortunate enough to be in the College Slam Dunk Contest. It was on ESPN, and I had a really good showing, and that's actually how the Globetrotters discovered me.
That is awesome. And what is your part of being a Harlem Globetrotter?
My favorite part of being a Globetrotter is probably I find it so interesting that wherever we go in the world, we are able to produce the same amount of joy and smiles, regardless of whether we speak the same language or not. And that's probably one of my favorite parts of the game of basketball is that
Yeah.
it's so universal and it's a way that it has a way of connecting people more than anything else that I've seen. People play basketball with each other that they've never met before, and then they leave becoming friends for 20, 30 years.
Yeah, I feel like it's so much fun to watch as a fan too, regardless of age. Kids love watching you guys, adults love watching you guys. And can you tell our viewers about the history of the team? Because the Harlem Globetrotters have been around forever. I mean, I remember as a kid seeing them on the cartoon Scooby-Doo, all animated. So give us a little history lesson, Hops.
Yeah. So the Globetrotters started in 1926. We are an integral part of sports history. We are responsible for breaking the color barrier in the NBA. We actually had the first NBA player to sign a contract for that league was a Harlem Globetrotter. His name was Nat Sweetwater Clifton. And then we also had the first woman to break the color barrier in professional basketball, which was Lynette Woodard in 1985. So we are responsible for some key parts in sports history, as well as the integration of the fan side of it. I remember there was a time where the Globetrotters played for two crowds. It was an all-white crowd and then an all-black crowd. And then eventually we were playing in front of a crowd with all sorts of people in the stands. So we take a lot of pride in the contributions that we've made to sports, let alone basketball.
Yeah, and it's exciting just to hear the contributions you've made throughout the years. Now, what does it take to be a Harlem Globetrotter?
um, I think the Globetrotters do a great job of finding great athletes, but also athletes with great character. One of our aliases is Ambassadors of Goodwill, and we do not take that lightly. So, at the very least, you have to be a person who is genuine and really actually cares about furthering the community that you come from, as well as being a world class basketball player.
All righty, that's awesome. And during your time with the team, you've traveled a lot throughout the country. How many states have you visited?
So I've been to 48 out of 50 states
All
in the
right.
last 4 years.
Wow. And I have to assume that means you've been able to play in your hometown.
Correct. I was able to play in Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center, everywhere.
Oh, wow. Well, it was a pleasure having you on, Hops. I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more information to see this slam dunk entertainment show. Visit harlemglobetrotters.com.